Okay, well, we're here at the Indian Uprising in St. Charles, Illinois, with the Hunter Trans Am and trailer. And I guess we're going to talk a little bit about it. This is actually, you know, the car and trailer from the movie The Hunter, starring Steve McQueen. And we were lucky enough to find it in a barn in Manteno, Illinois. One of our good friends, Stan Harville, and his brother knew Harold McQueen and knew he had the car, and he just never wanted to sell it all those years. And then finally Stan called him and he said, "Hey, I'll sell you the car. Come on over and we'll talk." And so that's kind of how it happened, and we were able to go over to Harold McQueen's barn and see the car in the barn and get him to pull it out, and it was just a really neat experience for everybody.
Oh, I bet. And how long ago was that?
That's probably been close to a year ago or so, and lots of questions of what we're going to do with the car. You know, are we going to restore it, keep it as is, you know? And right now we're just taking it out. We've taken it to several shows, several Pontiac shows, and people seem to really love the car.
Right.
And you know, everybody has an opinion as whether we should, you know, what we should do, but we're just enjoying it as is right now. Yeah, we were just talking about this poster here. This is from the movie The Hunter, starring Steve McQueen, which not everybody has seen that movie. I know I hadn't seen it at the time we heard about the car, but I have watched it since then. It's a really good movie. It was Steve McQueen's last movie, so that's significant that this was really the last car he was involved with. And most people think of Steve McQueen with the Bullitt Mustang. They don't think about Steve McQueen with the Trans Am, but at least he has ties to a Pontiac Trans Am in this movie. Of course, it was blown up. It was one of two cars blown up. The first car, our car, did not blow up quite enough for the satisfaction of the directors, so they got a second car quickly, mocked it up, and they blew it up very well. And then that was crushed, but Harold McQueen was able to keep this car as payment for his services, which his services were lending the trailer that was used to pull the car to the airport. So they gave him this car, you know, as payment, and he kept it for 39 years.
That's a nice payment, right?
It is a nice payment. Pontiac wanted the car back. They tried, he said, 3 or 4 years to get it back from him, because they wanted him to take it to the junkyard and get it crushed, like, but he just never would. He said, "No, this was payment for my car, for my services, so I'm going to keep it." We also have some great stuff over here, which kind of shows how we found it in the barn, and then Harold pulling it out. You know, the day we actually got it out, we had a bunch of affidavits to sign and bill of sales to sign and things with Harold there, and me with Harold in the barn after we pulled the car, you know, after it was out. Of course, that's a letter from Pontiac Historical Services, Jim Madison there, validating the car, you know, and we had him make sure that, you know, what this car was. So your PHS, we even found a partial build sheet. Inside the car, of course, we have the VIN number off of it and blanked out, but we actually found a partial build sheet in the back seat when we were going through it. And then just some pictures of Harold back in the day where he had the two cars to be crushed. Ours was on the bottom, and he took that one to be crushed. And then current day with Harold at the same airport, you know, from the scene. And Harold was a tractor puller. He was a tractor pull champion, won a lot of trophies, and that's what this trailer was used for, was to pull his, you know, his tractor.
And what are we looking at?
Well, just the original battery that was still in the car, still hooked up.
Wow.
Still Delco Freedom battery still hooked up. That was just showing our car and the same tape, you know, from the day, from this scene.
Sure.
Right there. Just some people have called it, you know, one of the best chain of custodies on a movie car, you know, that we've seen. So it's on the website.
Okay, and our show apparel is up in the front hall.
That's our shop there, of course. That's the car. That's part of our shop, but it's in the back end. But okay, I'm Calvin Riggs with Carlisle Motors, and we're based out of Houston, Texas, and we have a website, carlislemotors.com. And you know, we buy and sell a variety of cars, but we are partial to Trans Ams and Pontiacs, and you can see all of those cars and the Hunter Trans Am and trailer on that website.
Go ahead.
Okay, we were talking about the engine. That is, I believe, a 301 cubic inch engine in the car, and that's according to the Pontiac Historical Services documents. But that is the numbers matching original engine, you know, that goes to the car. The car only has 1,300 miles on it. Of course, it doesn't look like it, but, and then the transmission you mentioned, it is also the numbers matching transmission that goes with the car. And one little interesting note is that this is how we found out, you know, every car has the number stamped on the firewall, and we were able to see the partial VIN and, you know, stamped there, and that's how we were able to get the full VIN and get it to Pontiac Historical Services. Okay, we just want to thank everybody for watching this video, and we sure appreciate it.